family intervention, and I call it fireworks in the home, okay? And that's supposed to be the fireworks going off. So the first thing we need to do is recognize the fireworks. And so a lot of this you've learned, so I'm not going to explain it all again, but I'm going to say here's ways that you apply it. So assume the phone rings, and it's typically not the addict. It's someone in the addict's family who says, we need to do something about Joe. I don't know, we can make it another week. I'm at the end of my rope, and I'm afraid he might die or do something really stupid. So we start talking about addiction. You need to be the person who can define addiction, okay? Sometimes family members are so sure someone's an addict and they're really not, okay? It's just that no one in their family's ever even dipped or dabbed before, right? You know? So you define addiction. Talk about different types of addiction. Talk about, what are they doing to cope with everyday life? What do you see in changes in this person? What are you doing as the spouse or as the mom or dad, or how are the siblings doing? So you're just gathering information. You should begin to be able to hear them talking about self-destructive behaviors. If they're not, you can ask a question, right? All this beginning part can be done over the phone, right? Are they doing anything that seems like they're sabotaging themselves? Are they setting themselves up for failure? Have they deliberately gone into work several times late so they just get fired? Does it seem like they're doing? Are they the ones that are starting an argument in the house so they can just slam the door and you don't know where they are for 24 to 72 hours? Okay? Are they saying they're a functional addict, but you see they're functioning but dysfunctional, and you define that to them? We've defined that in this training, so you're the expert now. What ways has your relationship changed? People may talk about intimacy. People may talk about communication changing. People may talk about trust being broken or betrayal, or just, I don't even have a clue who that person is anymore. I thought I was married to that person for 15 years, but I don't know who they are. I just who is this person now? Okay? And where you take it from all that information gathering is to the 7 aspects of character or lifestyle. I'm going to walk you through those. This is often a place that I'll start in person with the wounded other. Okay? The first aspect is emotions. What are you seeing in the feelings of this person? Right? Are they expressing their feelings, or have they clammed up? Right? Are you seeing new feelings being expressed that you didn't even know existed before? Okay. Feelings can be anger that's coming out that they didn't have before. Are they moody? Are there mood swings happening from day to day or from 10 minutes to 10 minutes? Okay? 10 minutes to 10 minutes is typical for stimulants. Okay? If they're taking depressants, the mood swings would be they're just sleepy all the time. They may wake up with energy, but it's all gone by 10 o'clock. And then you can't seem to rouse them. They don't seem to be content with anything anymore. They used to be so confident. They were involved in things in school. They were involved in things in the church, and they just quit all their stuff. And their self-esteem, they're walking around like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, right? Oh, it's me, right? They've turned from Roo, bouncing around, or Tigger, to Eeyore. Okay? Physical aspects. How's their diet? Are they still eating? Have you noticed a change in their eating patterns? You will with both alcoholics and drug addicts, because they're abusing their intake with other substances. Okay? How about their exercise regimen? What you're saying is, have they become lazy in a nice way? Has their physical activity just totally stopped? Has their personal hygiene changed? Right? For women, they used to care about their hair and face, and now they just sort of like roll out of bed like a guy. Okay? Right? Okay? I can get away with changes in hair. People don't notice. Even if I don't shave for 3 or 4 days, people don't notice. Okay? Personal hygiene is also the clothing. Personal hygiene is also an odor. Personal hygiene is also fingernails. Right? And that can be biting them, not just dirty. Okay? It's going to show you a change in behavior. Rest and relaxation. Are they sleeping all the time or are they hyper all the time? Right? What's going on there? Spiritual aspects. Have you noticed any change in their purpose in life or their meaning in life? Kids in school who get involved in drugs start quitting sports, quitting band, quitting the drama club, quitting. It's not meaningful to them anymore. Okay? Have they stopped their search for significance? Meaning, again, if we're talking youth, they don't even care about university anymore. They're not talking about a career anymore. Okay? Do they have any inner peace or not? I mean, some of these are just flat out, if they're an addict, it'll be confirmed. Okay? Are they starting to act selfless or selfish? Okay? A lot of people early in addiction are so shame-ridden and guilty, they overreact in selflessness to try to make up for it. Okay? The people-pleaser approach. I'm so full of shame, maybe if I please everybody. I'm so unloved, maybe if I please 20 other people, they'll love me. Okay? So it doesn't have to be selfish right away. And for me, often if it's selfless, you're early in the addiction, and that's cool, so jump on it. Okay? That may not need a radical intervention, but jump on it. Where are they at in their prayer life or their meditation? Where are they still reading the Bible or going to worship? Are they involved in any fellowship, in any discipleship, or have they dropped all that stuff too? Intellectual aspects. Are they still reading? Is that exploring childlike nature still in them? Okay. Are they interested in learning new ideas and skills? We had a question the first day, I think, about hobbies, new hobbies and art and things like that, right? That would come up here. No, as a matter of fact, they signed on for an art class, went the first week and just stopped. And they've loved art their whole life. Okay? They just don't seem interested anymore. As a matter of fact, there's no creativity. They're pretty dull. Okay? They don't even want to go to fun, creative things. They don't want to go to see dance or a juggler or a fun craft show or things like they used to. They don't want to go to the arts festivals like they used to. They're not applying anything. Their life is not expanding at all. Their intellect is not expanding at all. They've stagnated right where they're at. And that's sort of how big is your world, because remember, in addiction, their world's shrinking. Right? And their family members are the ones who can tell you what's shrunk. Right? So even if this doesn't end up being an intervention and they just are coming, an intervention that sends them off to rehab, and they're just going to become your client and group, you're learning a whole bunch of stuff by holding these questions, right? You're staying off the blame stuff. You're just trying to understand what we're seeing here. Ethical aspects. How's their values and morals? Have you noticed a shift there? Well, yeah. Okay. Like a pretty obvious one. Okay. And the ethicals in the principles and values can also be, they don't SMS anymore to let me know where they're at. When they're 3 hours late, they don't SMS and tell me they're going to be late. They used to SMS 10 minutes early when they were going to be late. They used to SMS if they were going to be 30 seconds late. Right? They don't send the SMSs that say, wow, it was good to see you again. Okay, so just those little shifts in things that were important to them. Where are they at on holiness? Well, as a matter of fact, they're telling me all that church stuff is old-fashioned now and it's done. Are they discerning good and evil? Yeah, and as a matter of fact, they seem to like the evil stuff. Or they're justifying all that, darkness in their life as normal because all their friends look the same way. Right? And there's really nothing wrong with that music. We know it talks all about suicide, but it's just a song. We know it talks about go kill your teacher, but it's just a song. Okay? Are they rationalizing everything they do, or have their convictions gotten firm but in bad ways? Right? They're adamant about this new lifestyle that's actually wrong. Relational aspects. What have you seen in social behaviors? Their friends. Are they hanging out with a new crowd? Are they hanging out at the mall? Are they hanging out at the skate park? Are they hanging out, for adults, are they going to the bar every night after work and saying it's because they're trying to stay in good with the boss? Right? But they get home at 9:30 instead of 4:30. 4 days a week. Okay. Are there deals going on between a couple in intimacy? In addiction, intimacy gets run over by a freight train, right? And all of a sudden, this deep relationship I thought I had with him is now a shallow surface relationship. Okay? And don't confuse intimacy with sex, okay? The person may still want sex, it's just not intimate anymore, okay? So feel free to hold that sort of discussion, okay? Are they isolating or are they staying connected, okay? Or have they developed new connections and you don't even know who their friends are? Okay, they start talking about this George or this Pete or something, and we don't even know. Never met anybody named Pete. Right? How's their communication, or is it all curt, one-word answers, just cutting everything off? Have they become that person who controls communication by walking away when they don't like what you said? Right? Okay. Stewardship aspects. Are they taking care of their possessions that were always important to them? Or have some of them gone missing? Oh, by the way, where's your guitar? That was your pride and joy. You pawned it. Okay? Has their room, has their workplace, has their vehicle become all of a sudden disorganized and cluttered and messy? Did they change jobs and they're actually in an unhealthy work environment now? A lot of people who get caught up in addiction, if they were working in a Christian setting or a wholesome setting, are now uncomfortable there. And they'd rather switch to be working with people who may not judge them. Okay? They're not going to say that. Right? They're just saying, I was tired of that old job. It just wasn't me anymore. So what's going on with their job or their career? Do they have any goals and dreams anymore, or are they just all gone? Okay? A very, very, very different discussion with a wounded spouse than probably you would ever imagine. Okay? My definition for addiction was very, very different also. Okay? I'm not like bragging up differentness. I'm just saying we're trying to put things in their proper perspective. If you do a normal counseling session with a wounded spouse, you end up counseling the spouse. Okay? This is the first session to determine whether an intervention is needed because their addictive loved one may be in crisis. So if I just comfort the spouse, I haven't learned anything about the person that she must love still or wouldn't have come to you. Okay? So you have to take the focus off of the victim and keep it on the addict by asking all these questions. Not that you're not going back to the spouse, right? But you have to stabilize her world so she feels safe, and then you can go back and talk to her when she's safe. Okay? So that's why this one is just so different.